In this video, we're going to do a quick review of common factoring. So common factoring is the first type of factoring that we learned back in grade 10, and it's where you look to see if you can find something that divides into all of the terms. So I do just want to say that factoring is where you take an expression and you try to create a multiplication question that would give you that as the answer. So when I'm looking for a common factor, I'm trying to find something that I could potentially multiply by that would give me my answer. So a common factor can be a number, it can be a variable that they all have in common, or it could even be a bracket that they all have that's the same. So up first, I have the example 6x plus 9y. So the numbers 6 and 9 both divide by 3. So I could say that I think the original multiplication question was 3 times something. And then what I do is I take each of these terms and divide them by 3. So 6x divided by 3 is 2x. And 9y divided by 3 is 3y. So 6x plus 9y is the same thing as the multiplication question 3 times 2x plus 3y. If we were to multiply it back out, 3 times 2x would give me 6x, and 3 times 3y would give me 9y. So aside from a number, common factors can also be variables. So we look to see if there is a letter that all of the terms have in common. So I have 5x squared and 7x, and I do notice they both have an x. So I'm going to common factor out an x. So I'm going to start my multiplication question as x times something. Now, if both terms had exponents, I would take out the lowest exponent that I had, but in this case, it's just an x that they have in common. So I'm going to divide 5x squared by x to get 5x, and I'm going to divide 7x by x to get 7. All right, the third type is a bracket. So when things have brackets in common, that can be our common factor. So if I take a look at this one, I notice both groupings here have a 2x plus 1. So their common factor is a 2x plus 1. So I'm going to start my multiplication question by multiplying 2x plus 1 by something. So if I take the first one, 3 times 2x plus 1, if I divide that by 2x plus 1, the 2x plus 1's cancel out and I'm just left with 3. And then x times 2x plus 1 divided by 2x plus 1 is just x. So this would be 2x plus 1 times 3 plus x. Now I will say it is correct, but I think it looks better if you put the variable first. So I would probably do 2x plus 1 and then x plus 3. All right, so we're going to take those skills and do a couple of questions. So I have 25a cubed b to the 4 plus 10a to the 4b minus 15a to the 6b to the 5. First, I'm going to look to see if they have a number in common. So I look at my 3 coefficients, 25, 10, and 15, and I notice that they all divide by the number 5. And you want to take out the largest number that will divide in, and in this case, it is just 5. Then I'm going to look at the variables. I notice that all of them have an a, and all of them have a b. Now I have a cubed, a to the 4, and a to the 6. The smallest exponent that I have is a to the 3. So we're going to common factor out our a to the 3. And then I have a b to the 4, a b, which is secretly to the 1, and b to the 5. So just that b by itself is going to be the lowest that I have. So I'm just going to do a cubed b. Then we divide. 25 divided by 5 is 5. A cubed divided by a cubed is just 1. And 5 times 1 is 5. So I'm not worried about that. And then b to the 4 divided by this is secretly b to the 1 would give me b to the 3. If you don't want to think of it as dividing, you can ask yourself, what would I have to multiply 5a cubed b by to get 25a cubed b to the 4? Well, I would need to multiply by 5 to get the 25. I don't need to do anything with the a's, but I would need a b to the 3 to get me to that b to the 4. So it's just a different way of looking at it. All right, for the second term, I have 10 to a to the 4b. So if I do 10 divided by 5, I get 2. A to the 4 divided by a to the 3, I subtract my exponents to get a to the 1. I'm not going to write the 1, but you can if you want to. And then b divided by b, they cancel out. All right, negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. A to the 6 divided by a to the 3, I subtract those exponents. 6 take away 3 is 3. And then b to the 5 divided by b, that's 5 minus 1, or b to the 4. So my multiplication question is 5a cubed b times 5b cubed plus 2a minus 3a cubed b to the 4. Now the last two examples are for you to try. There are answers down at the bottom, but if you want, you can try them, pause the video, do the questions, and then I will take them up in case you need to actually see the answer. Otherwise, you can end this video right now. Okay, so I have 30x to the 5 plus 9x cubed plus 12x squared minus 6x to the 4. First, I look at the 30, the 9, the 12, and the 6, and I see they all divide at least by 3. Could I go bigger than 3? Well, 6 won't go into 9, and 6 is the smallest number. So I'm going to take out a 3. They all have an x, and the smallest exponent of x is 2. So 30 divided by 3 is 10. X to the 5 divided by x to the 2 is x to the 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. X to the 3 divided by x to the 2 is x. 12x squared, so 12 divided by 3 is 4. And x squared divided by x squared, they cancel out. And then negative 6 divided by 3 is negative 2. X to the 4 divided by x to the 2 is x to the 2. Now that answer is fine, but we do try to write everything in order from highest exponent down to lowest exponent. So I'm going to reorder this as 10x cubed minus 2x squared plus 3x plus 4. All right, for the second one, I have 3 terms. I notice when I look at the coefficients, 14, 21, and 7 all divide by the number 7. They all have an a, and they all have a b. Now I have a to the 9, a to the 11, and a to the 1. So just the a to the 1 is the lowest exponent. And then b to the 12, b to the 6, b to the 5. B to the 5 would be my lowest exponent. So 14 divided by 7 is 2. A to the 9 divided by a, I subtract to get a to the 8. B to the 12 divided by b to the 5 is going to give me b to the 7. Negative 21 divided by 7 is negative 3. A to the 11 divided by a is a to the 10. B to the 6 divided by b to the 5 would be b to the 1 or just b. And then 7 divided by 7 is 1. A divided by a, that cancels out. B to the 5 divided by b to the 5 also cancels out. So that just stays a plus 1. I do just want to point out that if you have 1, 2, 3 terms in the original, there should be 1, 2, 3 things in your bracket. So a very common mistake is people just think that those cancel out and they don't write the plus 1. But then you only have 2 terms in your bracket. So if you tried to multiply this back in, you wouldn't get your original question back. All right, that's it for common factoring. You can join me in the next video to learn about grouping in pairs.